Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr. It is time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And you know what? I'm just checking in on you. Just checking in because I care. Maybe that's my big problem. I've just always cared too much. Do you know? If you have anybody in your life and they describe themselves as an empath, just fucking walk away. I don't care if you have to pay the check. Just go, you know what? I'm going to get the check right now. Thank you. Did I do something? You know what? Yeah, you did. You did, but I don't want to tell you what it is because I don't want to fuck you up emotionally. Because you care so much. An empath. Who the fuck comes up with these goddamn expressions? It's like, why can't the English language just be done? Why do they have to keep coming up with new? Because we're not coming up with any good ones. I get it if you invent something. It's the Kindle. You know how we have books? This is like a book, but it's not a book. It's like a book where you just, had to cut down a tree. Now you got to cut down like fucking 9 million people to dig it out of a mine in Africa to make this fucking tablet. It's called a Kindle. Okay. I was watching I'm fascinated with these real estate videos. Real estate agents might be some of the most disturbing people. Or maybe they're like comedians. You know what I mean? Where like you have like your Dave Attell's, who, by the way, has an unbelievable special on Netflix. You got to see it. And for whatever reason, people don't understand that guy's the fucking best guy out there doing it. Always has been, always will be. There's just nobody fucking funnier than that guy. Maybe real estate agents. Because I know a few that are actually like normal. But like these fucking guys that are on TV, I guess that's what it is. Because they're on TV, they make like these fucking videos. They're out of their minds. So I was looking at the Steinway building in New York City. It looks like a fucking cigarette. I don't even know how the thing stands up. And they say that it moves. It has to move like ridiculously with the wind so it doesn't fucking break in half and plunge to the ground. And the people that live in it say they hear all these crazy noises. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm good. Not like I can afford to live in that fucking place, but you want to see what it looks like. It's like, what does it look like to be way the fuck up there? So I watched this video, and this real estate agent, he kept saying, and over here we have another corner moment. He kept calling, because they had windows in the corner of the apartment, he was calling it a moment. Over here we have a corner moment. Now, if we go in here, we have a living room. These are like 76 foot. It was like 36 foot ceilings, and they got ceiling to floor fucking windows. It's one of the most terrifying places I've ever seen in my life. You just felt like there wasn't a room in the place you couldn't commit suicide by simply stepping outside, crawling out the fucking window. I don't like ceiling to floor windows when I'm at a height where I could fall to my death. I kind of realized that watching this thing. I like when they go up to your waist. So, I mean, imagine if you fucking sleepwalk and you're in that fucking apartment, and I know you're not going to go through the window, but you bump into the window and then you just open your eyes like, ah! And you just collapse to the floor and you're rocking in a ball, holding yourself, just going, I'm successful. I am successful. I need to keep this place so people know I'm successful. So anyway, he just kept talking. He just kept going. Then over here we have, another corner moment. Corner moment. I just, one of my big regrets in life is that I didn't get into the corporate world just so I could be in the fucking meeting. Like, who comes up with it? Who says it? Do they get excited when they have some new fucking thing that they say like that? Like when white people hear like new black slang and then want to try it out on their white friends and just casually throw it out there so they can seem down. Are you going down? Do you remember that commercial? Late at night, I'm going down. And then the announcer goes, are you going down? Sessions presents R&B hits from the 90s. Are you getting jiggy with it? A corner moment, everybody. It's not the corner of the fucking room where the spiders are. It's a corner moment. I mean, you're having a corner moment. You should go over there and have some sort of emotional breakdown. Is that where you go and cry when the stock market crashes and you have to leave? So this other guy was going like, when I first, and he sounded like he was orgasmic. Just the thought of selling this apartment and him getting the commission, so he'd get this windfall of money, so he could go out and go buy a bunch of stupid shit he doesn't need, like a Rolex Daytona patinaed. Here's something how dumb I am. No, I got to finish this idea. So this fucking guy is just sitting there, and he goes like, oh, I actually wrote it down. I always send these things to like Rachel Feinstein. She's like the person in my life that really seems to like shitting on them. All right, where am I going? I always send these things to Rachel. Hang on one second. Where is it? Oh, fucking, one of these days I'm going to learn how to use my phone. Oh, this is the opening line when the guy goes into the apartment, the penthouse apartment at the Steinway. He was trying to wrap his head around how unfucking believable he thought this place was with its corner moments. And he goes, the whole video opens up, he goes, when you live above sound. I was just like, like when you start to watch a movie and you're like, oh man, this just the way it's shot, it looks good. You can just feel like, oh, this looks good. And then there's just this killer opening line of the movie. You're just like, oh, dude, I'm fucking in. The second I heard him say that, it was just like, I want to watch this guy barely controlling the level of saliva in his mouth as he talks. Over here, we have the pantry. 42,000 square feet of granola and flour. Anyways, it's and also too, like the level that corporations are just squeezing people right now. They're going to cause a fucking revolution, I'm telling you. The level that they're squeezing people and the amount of people that are working 40 hours a week and they have a job and they still don't make enough money to survive. And this fucking guy is up there. He wants to live above the sound of that. First of all, there's no way you don't hear the wind whipping around. You're also at those fucking things are so tall. They had to contact the FAA to build them. They're in like LaGuardia's airspace. It's fucking... Look, I get it if you live near an airport and you're on the ground You know what I mean? That's one thing. But when you're in the fucking air and you're still like 10 miles from the fucking airport and you're still in the airspace and you're just sitting there having a corner, you're going to have a corner moment when that fucking somebody staring at their cell phone comes by in a 737 as a near miss. I don't know. I think the whole thing's fucking hilarious. And you know, and I would say terrifying. Anyway. If you get a chance, you got to start watching those things. I like when there's like a real estate. I don't want to shit on all real estate agents. I like the ones that like, you know, there's one that I follow on Instagram that gets really excited about, you know, original owner mid-century houses, which I actually like seeing those things, but like it's also gross. If it's like all original, like especially because a lot of those had like, some of them anyways, had like wall-to-wall carpeting that went right into the bathroom. I looked at one the other day just to do it. I was having a daddy-daughter day. And I found out it's something that like kids love doing it, like going and looking at houses. It's like going into like a tree fort. And they're like, oh, Dad, look at the pool, you know. And the poor real estate agent is like getting all excited. They don't realize I'm killing an afternoon here. They think like, oh wow, the kid likes it. Maybe I can fucking, you know, sell this to him. Oh, another corporate thing I was talking about, like in my business, the shit that they fucking say. Your what do they call it? Your social media assets. You know, and when this project comes to fruition, we would like to take advantage of your social media assets. And you're just sitting across the table going like, did you just say you want me to tweet about it, you fucking jerk off? Just say that. Social media asset. They like the word asset because asset is you know, is exciting. It means money. And they start getting the saliva. Like, oh, your social, just take advantage of your social media assets. You know, that positive uptick in the chi of this project. What are some of the other ones? I was writing them down when we were doing Old Dads, and we were writing the part, Miles Robbins' part, of the one who takes over our company. And we were writing those fucking things down, and they were just like, some of them were sad, but most of them were hilarious. There was a lot of circling back. We're going to circle back. We're going to revisit this. I forget. I'm the worst. Whatever. I'll try to find that list someday, and I'll read them to you, because they're so fucked up. You can't remember them because nobody talks like that other than them. But anyway, now that I'm shitting all over everything, if you want to see something, I mentioned this on the Monday Morning Podcast, if you want to see something absolutely incredible, uplifting, positive ray of light, you got to go on Apple and watch Steve Martin, a documentary in two pieces or something like that. And the first one is all about his childhood and his rise to like ridiculous fame. Selling out Nassau Coliseum 3 times, 47,000 tickets. And this is like 1980 when there's no social media assets. There's none of this shit where you can post crowd work and all of a sudden sell out an improv. Like this guy, what he did was unbelievable and was the biggest comedian of all time. And the second one, in 2 parts, that's what it is. Steve Martin in 2 parts. And everything about the documentary is fascinating. It says Steve, giant, letters, exclamation point, and then Martin is written in small letters. A documentary in 2 parts. The second one is basically him now looking back on all the movies he did and where he is in his life now, and I don't want to ruin any of this, but if you had a traumatic childhood and you think you'll never make sense of it and therefore you'll never find happiness, you have to watch this documentary because it shows you that you can. It's amazing. Like, there's no way that, I don't want to say there's no way, but this is one of these things like, you know, I don't know, it transcends stand-up and show business and all that. It's amazing. It's so, like, everything about it like blew my mind. And then the whole thing of like he comes back doing stand-up after, like, you know, the loneliness and the isolation of his childhood and that level of success, and then he returns to stand-up. And even in stand-up, he's with somebody. He goes out with Martin Short, and it looks like they just have a blast every night. And I don't know, just as a comic or whatever, seeing somebody that walled off emotionally and all of that, and then finding, you know, all of this other stuff, getting married, having a kid. I cannot recommend it enough. Anyway, moving on here. Show high stakes poker. Ohtani had his first home run as a Dodger last night. And you know, it was funny. It goes into the stands and some guy goes, "Whoever caught that just made a lot of money." The Dodgers are just completely out of control. That franchise has completely lost their mind. They've spent $700 million on one guy. Now, granted, you know, they deferred it, you know, which with, you know, the level of trust that guy has with the people around them. Hey, would you like to translate what I'm saying into English? Oh, by the way, would you also like to have all my banking passwords? I know. It's not the Patriots. It's an old story. It goes away. You know, I wonder when they do the documentary on the Dodgers, is that what they open with? They don't open with Brooks Robinson and Jackie Robinson and fucking breaking the color barrier. They don't open with that. They're going to open with the translator somehow getting a hold of Ohtani's banking information and placing $4.5 million worth of bets. You know, whatever. I want to believe that he didn't know. I got to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if he did. I don't think it should be. I don't think that baseball, football, hockey, basketball, all of these fucking people should be making money off of gambling. I don't think they should be in bed with these people. But if you're going to be, don't get mad when one of your players is using your business. What the fuck are you mad at? $4.5 million. He probably lost most of it. You should be excited. Hey, Mr. Ohtani, why don't you go trust more people? It's so fucking funny the way they sit there and they, like, ESPN will be like, you know, they talk about the fucking scandal, and at no point are they like questioning, like, what the fuck are we doing here? What are they going to do next? You know, marijuana is legal now. Introducing NFL football gummies. Have you placed too much money? Have you placed your entire check on this game and the first half isn't good? Don't forget to swing by the New England Patriots gummies. Yes, check out the new retro gummies shaped like Pat Patriot. You'll be flying high in the third quarter and not give a fuck that you can't support your family this week. Bum, 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 bum. Major League Baseball and sex and human trafficking are days away from making a deal. Pimping is now legal. What do you think about it? Well, you know, I think it's safer. I always got nervous when streetwalkers were walking down the street. I'd always was thinking that was somebody's daughter. I think it's better that you can take advantage of their genital assets in the bowels of this stadium. I will say that the Diamondbacks are going a little bit far with their diamond medallion sex trafficking level that you can attain with the season ticket purchase of box seats behind home plate, and that you can bang them in their jacuzzi. I understand that, this is capitalism, and I don't want to be painted as a Russian, but they could at least put some sort of concussion protocol tent over the jacuzzi when the act is being performed. How about that? This week in baseball. Bump, 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 bump. And they're showing all the highlights, and Ozzie Smith's doing a backflip, and then just some fucking real estate agent, Botox real estate agent, banging a whore in the jacuzzi at the in the Diamondbacks fucking outfield. Kansas City brings back their fucking water fountains out in the outfield, and then they just have these whores come out and no bras with white T-shirts on that say KC, and they walk through. Hey fellas, don't forget to visit our whores during the seventh. They'll give a whole new name to this seventh inning stretch. Thank you. I'll be here all week, people. Never-ending premise. Sex trafficking in America's pastime. Anyway, shout out to Latino people keeping America's pastime going for the last, 20 years. In the stands and on the field. I actually still love baseball. I watched a little bit. My Red Sox swept the Oakland A's. That poor franchise, man. I kind of love that they play in that weird-ass stadium. That multi-purpose stadium. And the other person moved out. There was a divorce and the A's got the house. And the Vegas Raiders are having like a midlife crisis, so they moved to Sin City. Never getting married again. Just going to be banging young chicks on the strips, riding my Harley, and fuck that. Speaking of which, I had such a fun day yesterday. I've been doing this flight out to, there's this little uncontrolled airport out here called Flaybob, I swear to God. And it is the cutest, most adorable airport I think I've ever landed at. And it has a nice little restaurant out there, and it's opened at 7 a.m. So I'm going to fly out there with one of my buddies / instructors. I'm going to check the place out, and if it's decent, I'm going to take my wife out there one morning for breakfast. And then I also landed in Chino. So I've landed at every airport in the LA basin. I've soloed into all of them except for Van Nuys, Orange County, and then there's like a military one next to it, and then Cable. Cable, I don't know. Cable, I'm going to go there on like a Tuesday at about 11 a.m. When I know, or maybe 11:30, maybe noon. It's during the week. Most people are at work. And then even if you are out flying, maybe you're hungry and you want to get lunch, just to limit the traffic. There's something about Cable. I don't know what it is. It just always seems like there's that one and then Corona. There's always like 58 people in the fucking pattern, and it's all private pilot jerk-offs like me. And I just always get I don't like when there's too many like Cessnas in the pattern. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm good. Because sometimes their wings are like below them, so they can't see beneath them. And there's just been incidents where they've come down on top of helicopters. So I'm a big controlled airport guy. I like talking to the tower, and I like the tower talking to me and telling me what the fuck is going on out there, rather than me talking to somebody who might even have less hours than me at this point. I'm getting, my hours are coming up after all these years. I'm finally coming up on like 500 hours. And I've been having such a fucking great time lately. I solo all the time now. I'm getting those hours up. Coming up on 100 hours solo time. And I still fly with my instructor, every couple of weeks, and he takes me through everything. Hover autos and then advanced auto rotations. And I absolutely love doing that stuff. And I don't know. It's just now I've finally gotten into I finally have enough experience that I'm getting into the fun you can have with a private pilot's license. Going places and landing and checking things out. Even so, like Riverside, very underrated. People who live, in like the Los Angeles area, I guess that's greater Los Angeles. Maybe it's part of Riverside is part of the Inland Empire. They look like down in oh man, it's a fucked up area. The crime is high, blah, blah. All right, whatever. So it's struggling a little bit economically, but there's a lot of fucking cool people there. I saw, I went out there for sound check when Lamb of God was out there, and they were playing this sick ass venue, and we found this great place to get coffee. And when you go into Flaybob, when you're flying in the pattern, right on the other side of the hill, you see downtown Riverside and stuff. I'm like, that's a fucking cool ass looking town. I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line, I finally got over the fact that I'm from the East Coast and I was actually able to appreciate it out here. And I fucking love this city. The same way I love Boston, I love New York and all of that type of stuff. Boston, obviously, in Massachusetts, that's where I'm from. So when I go there, it's this combination of like grinning ear to ear and then melancholy because they've knocked down yet another thing that was from my childhood. Oh, they went out of business? How can I fucking I mean, I'm one of those people, I'm like I used to so live in the past, I should say. I would get sad when like Lechmere closed, which to me, Lechmere was like sort of the original Best Buy, but it was like better. I don't even know why. It was just better. First of all, there was a staff there and they were making enough money where they could live week to week. So they were in a better mood and they had all of, you would go in there and whatever like fucking amazing, awesome thing you wanted, they had. You walked into that store, there was the registers, and to the left was all of their music. And this is when there was records, tapes, and CDs, had that long cardboard box thing that it came with because they were afraid you were going to, because people were just taking them and shoving them down their pants and stealing them, because they were like $17.99 a piece. Those fucking assholes in the music business. Anyway, and then to the right was like all these appliances. And the thing about it was, even if you had to buy an appliance, as much as like your dad was bitching because you had to spend money, there was an excitement that, oh, we're getting a new appliance and we're going to turn it on and it's going to fucking work. There was like little things like that were exciting back then, And then you had the TV section. And you just go down there and you look at the TV. Look at the size of this one. And what was funny was when you were talking about the size, it had less to do with the screen, but all the fucking wood around it. I mean, some of those fucking expensive TVs, I mean, you literally needed like two fucking like defensive tackles to bring it into your house. I mean, they were like no one ever stole a TV that fucking big. It was like moving a safe. It was like, this fucking thing, it's too heavy. We got to break into this thing. And then towards the back, they would always have like some stereo hi-fi area. And if you sold stereos, there was always like a cool guy selling the stereo, and he was like the macho man. He had his shirt unbuttoned a little bit, hairy chest, a mustache. Just a cool fucking dude selling these speakers and all of this shit. And he knew all of this stuff about sound. And what was awesome is everyone would go down there looking at it. And the overall vibe was, do you realize the level of pussy you're going to get? when you get some speakers this big connected to this fucking system, and then they would be playing like whatever music they wanted to play. Like nowadays, you know, even if they still had stereos and shit like that, the corporate guys would try to control. Not too aggressive. You can play this track off of this fucking. They played whatever the fuck they wanted to play. It was all, they were like sort of like their own DJs. It was fucking amazing. Anyway, but I gotta go to the airport. I'm so fucking excited. I am in Yellow Springs, Ohio, performing at Dave Chappelle's comedy club. I still have to do Joe Rogan's. It fucking hasn't worked out. I was holding off to do that for when Old Dads came out, so I could go out there, do his club, which I've been to and done a spot at, which is fucking amazing. Underrated when a comedian designs a comedy club. Anyways, I was going to go out there when Old Dads was coming out, and then there was the strike, and I was kept hoping that the fucking strike was going to end, and of course it didn't. It ended like fucking 2 weeks after. So because Joe doesn't live right up the street again, and his podcast is so fucking gigantic, it's like I try to do it now, like when I have some sort of project coming out, so I can take advantage of the podcast asset. You know, I got the kids and shit, so I try not to leave or whatever, but I have to do his club. It's been bothering me that I haven't been out there yet, so I'm going to make that fucking happen too. So anyways, thank you to everybody that's coming out to the show this week. I got to do some shows out in Yellow Spring during the pandemic when Dave was having shows out in this field, this cow pasture, which is one of the most amazing gigs I've had. And it actually really helped me as a comedian because it was the first Yonder Bag show I did where nobody had cell phones. And I didn't realize how much the whole Me Too, You Also, Time's Up, My Turn, whatever all of those branch offs of all of that shit, which just basically, it just somehow just got so wildly out of control. It went from literally Harvey Weinstein, who was fucking raping people, to, I don't like the subject of your stand-up act 7 minutes in, you know? And I didn't realize how much I was thinking about that when I was on stage. I was still talking about what I wanted to talk about, but there was a part of me that I would say something and then I would think, oh my God, did somebody film that? What if they just take that line? And I would be thinking that as I was moving on to my next joke, which was obviously affecting it. And then I did his thing. And I remembered what stand-up was before these fucking lunatics on the left were beginning to start like getting into censorship. I guess sexual assault and censorship both start with the same sound, so they didn't think that they were getting out of control. It got really weird. But anyway, so I did that, and it was this amazing feeling of remembering and freedom, and then anger of going like, holy shit, like what the fuck is happening to stand up right now? And ever since then, I've just like, I'm just going to say I'm going to go back to acting like everything is in a bag. But I still think about it every single time. I did a show recently. What the fuck was I? Oh, these benefits and stuff. You know, you do benefits and people film. They're like just standing there filming you, and it's just like, could you not do that, please? And then, oh, it's my phone. This is my experience. They just don't give a fuck. So it is what it is. Anyways, I don't want to go down that thing. This has been the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the baseball. The NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs are coming up. And check out that Steve Martin doc. It is fucking amazing on Apple. All right, guys. Enjoy the music picked out by the always amazing Andrew Themelis, and then enjoy a bonus episode of the Thursday afternoon just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday morning podcast for Monday, April 4th, 2016. How's it going? How are you?
I am in Ottawa, Canada right now. Oh, Canada. It's fucking freezing here. Every time I come, my nostrils stick together. We did fucking, I almost said Wichita. I don't know what the fuck the name of the place. Windsor. We did Windsor, me, Verzi, and fucking Joey B, Joe Bartnick. We did Windsor the first day. I don't even know what day that is yet. Friday. We did it on Friday. And I brought this little fucking bitchy coat. You know, Nia calls it the Kleenex coat. It's just those little ones. Remember in the 70s when they had the big puffy coats? Well, they're still making the puffy coats. They're not just they're like little ones. You know what I mean? They look like little, like if you go to a rib shack and you open the little thing and they give you a little moist little towelette. Looks like there's a bunch of those sewn into the coat. You know the thing. You know what the fuck coat I'm talking about. One of those little North Face numbers. So I got that in a hoodie because I looked at the fucking forecast and it said that, it's going to be like 50 degrees. And that coat's good down to 40, so I thought I was fine. And I was fine. I was snug like a little bug in the rug for the first, was it 2 days? When the hell was I the second day? Oh, the second day I was at Casino Rama. That's right. That's when it started to snow, and that's when I started questioning my jacket game, as the young kids say. My jacket game was not on point, however. By the way, I didn't bring any of my fucking podcast equipment because, this trip is a motherfucker, all right? This is one of these, it's known in my business as a thrash, all right? Sometimes you go on the road and it's a fucking cakewalk, all right? Whatever the fuck that means. What is a cakewalk? I've never even looked that up. Is there a certain kind of way you walk when you're fucking carrying a cake? Maybe that's what it is. Sorry if I'm fucking, the levels are too high here. Just trying to talk into my recorder like a microphone. That's going to be my guess. Is that when you have a fucking cake, if you have a cake, you're going to be walking a little gingerly. No offense to me, right? So you're walking a little lightly with it, maybe? You know what you're walking like? You're walking like Paul Verzi when he puts on his fucking Jordan 4s for the first time. You should have seen him walking down the casino. He was walking like on his heels because he didn't want to crease them. I got to tell you something. I don't fucking understand people who fucking stand in line and then stab each other over a fucking pair of sneakers. I just really... Dude, did you see they got the new Jordan 3s around? Dude, they're fucking crazy. The new Jordan 3s are fucking crazy. I swear to God, they all look like nurse shoes to me. Big, stupid, bulky-looking fucking things. I think I have a pair of Jordan 1s. I like the colors. I never liked those fucking things either. When they came out and they were red and black, I thought those were the ugliest fucking things ever. I told you before, I'm part of the back in the day. I like those Bruce Jenner decathlon shoes. Just simple pair with fucking 3 stripes on the side. I was cool with sneakers right through towards the end of the 80s when they started having like the fucking Bo Jackson, the Neon Dion fucking... Remember that neon green and neon pink, those fucking sunglasses? The second it went into that shit, those pastel colors, and the stupid fucking Reebok pump. Oh, maybe if I put some more air in my sneakers, I won't have white guy legs. The Reebok pumps were as stupid as Batman versus Superman. There. All right. Okay, Shirley. Here we go. There's cakewalk. Surely you've heard the term cakewalk. Did somebody write a whole fucking article on this? Good Lord, cut to the fucking chase. All right, I'll read this as fast as I can. Surely you've heard the term cakewalk used to describe some sort of challenge or task that is reckoned to be pitifully easy. Surely you have... Will you stop saying... Stop calling me Shirley. Surely you have... Please don't lie. Good Lord, who fucking wrote this? The figurative definition has been around since the early 19th century, as long as the literal one. In fact, it appeared in print. But did you know that the term is actually pretty racist? Racist. I'll bet you didn't. What the fuck is wrong with this idiot who... This is such a classic... if you actually had to get a real job writing, you wouldn't have one. Everybody on the internet fancies themselves like they're some sort of journalist, when they're writing. This is just... No, you're just fucking writing on a... It's like acting in a web series. And you're upset you didn't get nominated for a fucking Oscar. Nor did I... Okay, did you know it was pretty racist? I'll bet you didn't. What, because you don't know some shit, and that means everybody else doesn't, you fucking cunt? I mean, I didn't know it, but I'm a moron. I really don't like this person. He said, nor did I. Okay, that's the first humble thing this person said. Maybe he can come around. Maybe I was wrong. I still don't think I could drive cross-country with this person. Nor did I until I looked into the origin of the term and found out it had roots in the... I don't know how to say this word. Antebellum, south of the early 19th century. Can you just tell me what the fuck it means? How it started? During this era of firmly entrenched slavery in the States, the cakewalk was a dance event where slaves were invited to dress up in the fine clothes and took on the airs of the white aristocracy. Oh, so this is like when the Wayans brothers did White Chicks. What did they do? Is this like the first Def Jam comedy? They started doing the white guy voice. I said, get out in the field and do the work that I should be doing. And everybody starts flipping out, dying laughing. The next slave coming to the stage. All right, they were held in the plantation home, in the same rooms where the resplendent balls were held among white society. Oh my God, how much did those people fucking stink back then? Putting on all those extra layers of clothes. No such thing as deodorant, right? That's one of those things where you washed yourself in the same fucking trough the goddamn horses drank out of. The cakewalk was similar. It was a ball held for the slaves. Oh, so this is their Christmas party. I didn't know they did that. I didn't see that in Roots. It wasn't all bad. Every once in a while they had like a company party. After 364 and a half days of absolute horror, then they'd let them in the house. Yeah, hey, sorry about all that other shit. Would you like some pumpernickel? The wife just made it. Oh, let's get them out of the house. They seem to be a little restless. It's fucking nuts. Oh, what an ugly period. The cake, like it's not an ugly period now, but, it's less ugly. All right, let's continue. Okay, the cakewalk was similar. It was a ball held for the slaves. Couples promenaded through the ballroom, bowing deeply and frequently, chins and noses held highly aloft. If you're going to tell me they finally gave them a fucking party and they still were assholes about it, the couple who performed the best interpretation of how the white folks did it won a cake, baked, one imagines, by a slave. I didn't imagine that. Stop putting words in my mouth. I would figure the white people, after all that fucking time, yeah, but you know what? Consider we ruined their fucking lives. I think we can make them a cake once a year, but we're only giving it to one of them. Jesus Christ. Every time you think you found the depths of how evil that shit was, you find another layer. Oh my God, another layer, just like a cake. Jesus, I'm an artist this morning. All right, the cake walk looks similar, but it was also very different. Its intent was to emulate white society in order to mock it. Well, Jesus, there's a dangerous fucking game. Yeah, I told you, this is like the first Def Jam comedy. In much the same way as, oh, Jesus Christ, Saturnalia, the ancient Rome winter solstice festival. Oh, yeah, exactly. Much in the same fucking way. Where the rules of social order were turned upside down and the slaves and laborers became the rulers and masters attend their servants. Oh, they did this in Rome. This is just all fucking weird. Can you imagine the tension during that? So then the masters fucking tended to the slaves. And the slaves wanted to be just as fucking mean, but then they were like, well, we got to kind of alligator arm this shit because it goes back to the regular way tomorrow. And then I would think the master would be like, all right, you want me to wade into that sea of hatred towards me? Just keep an eye on me, please. Stay tight, okay? If I itch the left side of my nose, that means I'm fearing for my life. The slaves involved did indeed mock the ridiculously refined customs of the aristocracy, yes, and they surely meant it. But during the cakewalk, they were allowed to mock them. And by ruling over even the very event that should undermine his authority, the plantation owners managed to assert his authority. You know something? I was in such a fucking good mood. I hate this shit. It's a fucking cakewalk. Well, you know what? And I already clicked off. So how does that mean it's easy? What does that mean? It's a cheap laugh? You know what? I got to go back. I just closed the fucking window. I got to go back and... So how the fuck did that become? That does not sound easy to me. Being a slave all year and then you get to do one fucking day where you get to make fun of the master. It's not a cakewalk. It's fucking difficult, right? All right, as if its roots in slavery don't make the cakewalk racially charged enough, it transitioned in the minstrel show. How did it transition into meaning something easy? Of the Jim Crow era, or even worse. Gone was even the power allotted to the slaves by the mock and jest of the original cakewalk. In stage reproductions of the balls, white performers in blackface performed as blacks who made sincere, clumsy attempts at emulating whites out of a desire to be like them, not to undermine them. Oh, okay. And then it became that. I still don't understand why it's easy. The original cakewalk walks being local affairs held. You know what? Fuck the fucking internet. All right. Can I fast forward to this? Oh, God, he used the word apparently. There's no other word alternative comics like to use more than that. Apparently. All right, clumsy attempts. Blah, blah. The original cakewalks were being local affairs held in the confines of the southern plantation. The minstrel shows traveling. As a matter of course, it was later interpretation that became to define the concept of the rest of the country and the world, and what you could describe perhaps as a deep desire to stop being so incredibly racist. American society as a whole abandoned the racial basis of the cakewalk in favor of it simply describing something so easy that just walking could yield the reward of a cake. There it is. The definition is still vaguely racist. It isn't racist. If you think the definition means it's going to be easy, you're not even being remotely vaguely racist. You just don't know the history. Right? Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, well, that was fucking depressing. Well, fortunately, I'm up here in Canada where, they have all the angelic white people, according to Michael Moore. Up here, they're all a bunch of angels and nobody has to lock their doors. Which, of course, we don't know that's true. Just generally speaking, people don't get along with one another. All right, so that was an excruciating 15 minutes. I don't know how you guys enjoyed it. So, anyways, how the fuck did I get onto that shit? Oh, because, I thought the whole... I thought this whole trip was going to be a muffin dance. How about that? Can I say something like that? I thought it was going to be a little muffin dance. Did you know that the origins of muffin dance, you actually are pro-domestic violence? I bet you didn't. Surely you've heard the term muffin dance before. Please, please, please don't tell me you have not. The origin of muffin dance comes from the early 1900s, when women, when they asked, "Can we vote too?" were forced to show their clams and dance out of the voting booths as people threw desserts at them. This became known as the muffin dance. because Clam indicated that their pussy stunk and turned men off. Later in 1929, the great-great-grandson of Abraham Lincoln said, "I cannot tell a lie. Some of these bitches' clams do stink, but there's no reason to make them do a muffin dance. They should be allowed to vote too." And all the guys said, "Yeah, you know what, you're right." And everybody had muffins. So next time you use the term muffin dance, just know that you're being vaguely sexist. All right, I'm sorry. Why am I doing this? Why am I talking like this? Why am I sitting here in this fucking freezing cold hotel room? I can't find where the fucking heat is. I'm staying in one of these red rum, just one of those, you know. I like old shit to a point, you know. I thought I liked having an old house until I fucking had to deal with all the bullshit I had when in an old house. Old hotels, I love the lobbies, but the second you fucking go up to your room, you start walking down the hall, you know, you feel like you should be riding a big wheel, and you're going to come around the corner and those two creepy fucking chicks are going to be standing there. God damn it, that fucking movie freaked me out. That movie's it's still disturbing. That's just a disturbing fucking movie. You know, and it's not the fact that he goes completely fucking insane. It's just, as a comedian, watching a man suffering through writer's block like that and having that woman coming up whose face is shaped like a fucking parking meter, asking you how it's going every fucking 20 minutes. I love how they blame the fucking hotel rather than that, you know, what I would say, she means well, you know. They just were a bad couple. I think that's what it was. And when they were down in society, they could go to events and they could sort of water down their awful relationship by interacting with others. And then once they just got, you know, once they were just staying there at the fucking hotel, you know, for the whole goddamn winter. I don't understand why they had to be there to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to be doing up there? I mean, the level with which that it's going to fucking snow, no asshole is going to go up there and vandalize the place. If they come there, it's because they need shelter. There was really no reason for it. You know? And that was also a vaguely racist movie, wasn't it? You know? Saying reverse racist, that white people will be like, oh yeah, oh, the fucking snow's 50 feet in the fucking air. Oh yeah, I got to write a book. Yeah, why don't I fucking go up there? Yeah, I'll hang out there and I'll do my own room service every fucking day. I'll stay in room fucking 706 and every day I'll take a fucking elevator all the way downstairs to the kitchen. Who the fuck would sign up for that? Really didn't have any sympathy for him. You know? I'm just fucking with you. I think it's a great movie. I'm just in a grumpy goddamn mood because today I got to drive from fucking Ottawa all the way up to Sudbury. And then right after the show, my travel's all fucked up. I got to drive over to fucking Detroit, which is like a fucking 8-hour drive. You know? Takes me back to the days when I was doing college gigs. And I remember one time I had this gig in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, right? Some fucking town up there that began with an H, all right? So like an asshole, I'm like, all right, I'm in Michigan. And I didn't look on the map to see where, you know, basically the fucking college was at. And I just flew right into fucking Detroit. And then I realized that the Upper Peninsula is actually, it's sort of, you know, it's the dick of Wisconsin. I should have flown into fucking Milwaukee and driven up, but I didn't. I flew into Detroit, and I had to go drive all the way up the whole fucking state. It was pretty cool because I got to drive over whatever bridge that is, the Mackinac Bridge or whatever the fuck it is. I'm trying to look it up right now, but I can't remember the name of the fucking. I think it was Marquette. I always thought it began with an H. Maybe I was thinking Lake Huron. I think it was in Marquette. I did a fucking gig up there. Yeah. And I had I forget what time my flight was, but I had to basically, it was an early morning flight in Detroit. It was like a fucking 8-hour drive or some shit, 7-hour drive. And the show didn't start till 9. I was done at 10 o'clock. I had like a 6 or a 7 a.m. flight. I can't remember. And I was just like, all right, good night, everybody. And I jumped in my fucking car and just drove like a fucking lunatic after already having done the drive. Drove all the way back, just like nodding off, almost falling asleep. It was one of the dumbest things I ever did. Just trying to save like the fucking $50 change fee or some shit like that. So you would think that I would learn from that. Not old Freckles. But this time we actually have, I got like Bartnick and Verzi to help me with the fucking drive. Oh my God, dude, Sudbury is, it's as high up as fucking the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. What a fucking asshole. For some reason they're going, there's really no airports around here. I don't know why we didn't just take a couple of puddle jumpers there. I have no fucking, I know why. Initially, I was picking up a rental car in Detroit, and I was going to drive this whole thing. And then at the last second, they're like, it's a pretty long fucking drive. So I said, all right, well, we'll fly most of it, and then we'll do the thing, Then we'll get the rental car. We'll get the rental car in fucking Ottawa, blah, blah, blah. We'll do it one way. But then I was still leaving out of Detroit. This is so fucking stupid. Oh, this is going to suck. But anyways, what will be cool is tonight I'm playing a small hockey arena, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a fucking good time. I played one of those last night here in Ottawa, Ottawa Civic Center, whatever the fuck it was called. Anyways, this isn't what the fuck I want to talk about. I had something else I want to talk about, but I got to read the fucking advertising here. I know this podcast is all over the place. Okay. I can't say it's a fucking cakewalk anymore. I can't say a cakewalk anymore because now I know it's fucking racist. All right? Well, actually, I can't say it to you guys, but I could say it somewhere else. You know what? Who's kidding who? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I've been saying it my whole fucking life. It's just going to come. That's how you become an old person, where someone's going like, Grandpa, do you know the origin of that? Oh, shut up, you first-year freshman. All right? You fucking cunts. I've been around 80 years. Stop breaking my balls. If I want to say 23 Skidoo, God damn it, I'm going to say it. You almost kill your fucking grandfather trying to get him to stop saying something. All right, let me get to the advertising here. By the way, if you ever skate the canal out here, I've always been afraid to do it. I've done it, but I was nervous when I did it. I just kept thinking about the omen, like I was going to fall through and everyone's going to be hacking at the ice trying to get me out again. The canal's only a foot deep, It's really no big deal. So the worst thing that could happen is you could get severe frostbite and they have to remove both your feet, like in that movie Misery. In the movie, she just fucking breaks his ankles. In the book, she cuts off his fucking feet. I love when they do shit like that. And it's just like, okay, so you've severed a major artery and this guy somehow doesn't bleed out in the bed? Because let me guess, you tied your fucking belt around his calf? Does that even work, by the way? If somebody fucking... Did you see the fucking redneck that blew his goddamn leg off? Oh, my God. There's this new fucking thing that rednecks are doing, because they just love shooting stuff and blowing stuff up. And as much as people, who don't have their own spread, living in the middle of nowhere, judge them, somewhere in the back of your head, it's fun. Riding around on a fucking four-wheeler, shooting a gun on your own fucking property, it's got to feel great. That's a level of freedom that I've never heard. I've never felt, I live in the city where there's noise ordinances, which basically noise on my property should not carry over. Like you can basically call the cops if somebody's splashing around in their pool too loud. He's mocking the fact I don't have one. The cops go over and then they just start beating people, right? Or, air quote, getting the situation under control. Christ, what the fuck was I just talking about? Oh, yeah, riding around. So I watched this new thing that they do. They take some sort of explosives, and they put it in these old cars, and then hopefully they stand far enough away, and the fucking thing blows up. Well, this fucking guy, all right, redneck blows. Look at this shit. Right here it goes. Redneck blows himself up, blows up house, blows himself up in a bonfire, blows up pigs, almost blows his head off. This is such redneck stuff. Stupid redneck blows himself up. Fire blows up, blows himself up. Boat motor blows up. Fucking rednecks are crazy. Blows leg off. Let's see, where is it? Come on. All right, yep, and an American gun enthusiast. You had to throw American in there? American Georgia man loses leg after explosive-filled lawnmower. I will link you this. You don't see his leg blow off, but you blow off his body. But this guy basically, it's called. I hope I say it right. Tannerite. It's some sort of explosive, and the new thing that these rednecks do is he fucking. You put it in whatever vehicle. You know what it is? It's really what's going on here is these rednecks are starting to be a little more classy. You know, after all these fucking years of, having a car die, they just leave it on their front lawn. Now they're getting rid of it. They're blowing them up. So they put this tannerite, however the fuck you say it, it's just explosive. And there's some sort of formula, like basically for every such and such amount, you need to be like 100 feet back. All right? So let's say whatever. We'll just say this guy's, if he's got a handful of this fucking tanner, oh God, we're doing math now, Bill. All right? And he basically needed to be about 500 feet back, and he was 40 feet away from this lawnmower, and he fucking shoots the shit, right? He fucking shoots it, and he blows the fucking thing up, right? Listen to this shit. Here, somebody had to do their fucking DJ remix of it. Anyways, he's shooting it, and he's shooting the lawnmower, and all of a sudden it fucking blows up, and then he's on the ground, and you can't see anything. The camera's pointing at the ground, you just hear him go, I blew my leg off. Fucking unbelievable. I'm amazed that he could actually say that. I would just be staring at the stump going, ah! Well, oh my God, he's got to tell that story for the rest of. At what point can he laugh along with everybody else? You know, I bet he's considered like a tragic figure now in the redneck community. You know, like he'll probably, at the next cross burning, they let him light it. He hobbles up and everybody gives him a round of applause, like they're all fucking sad, like what happened to him was some sort of a terrorist act rather than self-imposed fucking stupidity. Jesus Christ, I feel bad for the guy, but who the fuck are you doing? Shooting a goddamn gun at dynamite, basically, whatever the fuck it is, in a goddamn lawnmower. The fucking blade alone, the shrapnel from that. And I gotta look this shit up. Top 10 dumb ways to blow you. Oh, to die? All right, we'll go with that. To die. All right, let me hear your March Madness brackets. Top 10 dumb ways to die. There's always the opening the elevator doors before the elevator gets there and not looking and then stepping in and falling to your death. Playing with guns. I don't fucking know. All right, top 10 dumbest ways to die. Here we go. All right. Starving in a supermarket. I didn't want to read that one. Diving off a cliff but survive but die of shock from the high price of your hospital bill. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. I don't need hacky jokes. I have plenty of those. Come on. 10 absolute dumbest ways to die. All right. This is all going to be clickbait horseshit. Okay, you know what? Go fuck yourself. You guys should be dying right now waiting for me to read this. Trying to kiss a reflection of the moon in a lake. All right, somebody died doing that. And then I got to click another page. You know what I mean? What, so you can have advertising on every fucking page and somehow you can fucking afford Twinkies this month? Go fuck yourself. All right, so anyways, let's talk about the tour here. So the first day we were in Windsor, right across from Detroit. And it was awesome. I stayed at this great hotel, and you could look right across the... whatever the fuck it was. I guess it isn't Lake Erie, is it? Is it just a river? I don't know what the fuck you call it. Is it a sound? Oh, the Detroit River. And you see beautiful downtown Detroit. And Detroit never looks more beautiful when you're not in Detroit, when you're across the fucking river looking at it from Windsor. And I just kept asking a bunch of people, like, because I'm going to invest, I'm going to buy something in Detroit. I'm going to do it. God damn it. You know? Invest back in America. I totally believe in that city. I know it's going to come back. And I was asking people where to fucking invest, and they were just all laughing. They're like, about 40 miles north. Like, nobody believes in it, which is what's making me want to fucking buy there even more. You know? It's fucking dirt goddamn cheap. It's going to come back. At some point, it has to come back. Sitting right there on the river. I know the fucking Cleveland Cavaliers guy bought up a bunch of fucking skyscrapers there. That's got to, you know. He put like the people from Google in one of them. I have no idea. But the shit is so cheap there. I don't get how you fucking lose. And I like the idea. You go in there, right? You fix the fucking place up that you buy, and then you don't kick the people out that live in there. And then they got a nice place to live. Right? Maybe that gets them in a better mood. Slowly but surely, you just start turning it around. I think any American, right? What we should do with these fucking cities, because God knows the government's not going to do anything. I don't think they can because they're bitches to the fucking Federal Reserve bankers, right? They don't have any fucking money. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I think with whatever money they let us keep, we ought to just start fucking, you know, buying up some shit in Detroit. Turn it around. Don't kick the people out. Get it going again. Maybe then they can start making American cars right again. Start fucking with the BMWs, the Audis, and it's a fucking travesty that we don't really have anything that can fuck with those cars. The fact that they're going to alligator arm the base level Cadillac, the base level Lincoln Continental, all right, are going to pale in comparison to what those maniacs in Germany are doing. I mean, I don't understand why. You know we can fucking do it. I guess Buicks are selling like fucking hotcakes. Is that a racist? Is that a racist thing? Anything with cakes in it, I think, is racist. Hotcakes. Back in the day when they were actually every 10 years let a slave have a birthday, one of the things the slave owners would do was actually heat up the cake so it would burn, it burned their mouths because they were that evil. Here's another chapter of white evil that you didn't know existed. Selling like hotcakes. I guess hotcakes were pancakes back in the day. And you know goddamn well, you know, having pancakes must have been a fucking treat. Because I remember back when you read the Tom Sawyer book, right? Huckleberry Finn. These fucking kids painting a fence just to get an apple. Like that was considered like a treat. Because all day long you were just sitting around eating fucking, I don't know, chewing on shrubs. I don't know what the fuck you were doing. So anyways, I'm going to buy there, man. I want to buy something there. And not become the fucking evil person that boots the people out that are in there. You just fix the fucking place up. Gives a shit. You know? Unless, of course, the people in there then fuck the whole place up. Then I would be upset. Do you know how much that plaster cost? I was trying to do something nice. Whatever. Eventually, I'm going to look into that. So we did Windsor. And we had a great time, and Verzi was there, so of course I smoked a cigar. So, you know, I only do 2 cigars a month now. So last month I only smoked 1. February I had 2.5 because we started to smoke one and it wasn't smoking well. And we got halfway through and like, this fucking cigar sucks. So I actually smoked 2.5. So I smoked 2 in January. I feel like the fucking Rain Man right now. So then 4.5, 5.5. So I'm actually half a cigar under my goal for this year. So April 1st, I already smoked a cigar. So now I can only have 1 more or technically 1.5 more. But I'm actually going to try to get down to 1 a month. And to be honest with you, I'd kind of like to go all the way to my birthday in June and not smoke another one. All right? Oh, God damn it, I enjoy them. I enjoy the fucking lifestyle. I enjoy the whole fucking thing about it. I love going in. I love picking them out. I love the excitement. I love the smell. I love the old fucking chairs. You sit there. I love that there's no fucking young people there, you know? And by young people, I mean anybody 39 and younger. I just don't run into them, you know? Everybody's just chilling the fuck out. Smoking a cigar, I don't care what kind of a maniac you are. All these fucking kids that they put on Ritalin and all this type of shit, you just give these kids a cigar. Just have them sit down, puff, you know, next thing you know, you're thinking about how great life is. There's something about smoking a cigar. That's all. You just not thinking how great it is. How great it is that you can enjoy the fucking day. You start planning your retirement. How the fuck you going to get out of this bullshit? So you can just sit around in whatever zen you've somehow come into. I mean, I swear to God, if cigarettes make you feel like that, I understand why people do that shit. It's funny, but, you know, non-smokers like myself, you know, I actually am a smoker now with the fucking cigars. But, you know, I used to always look down on those fucking people that smoke cigarettes. They were huddled outside and all that shit. You know? I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't. I'm not advocating smoking. I don't know what I'm saying. By the way, Canada, Windsor Airport. Jesus Christ. What a fucking gem that is. I love small airports. There's nothing better than that. Little ass fucking airport. Then when I went to Toronto, we flew over the propeller plane. Jesus Christ! If you saw Verzi walk into that, he's one of those guys. I don't look. If he sees propellers, he feels like he's riding in like a Model T Ford. You know, I always just say to myself, "Oh, it's going to fly better." Well, we have much less of a chance because there's less working parts here for something to go bad. You know. I don't know. That's what I tell myself. So anyways, we went to Toronto. We didn't fly into their nightmare fucking airport. We flew to the Toronto Islands, which I'd never heard of. There's a fucking little ass airport there. We get picked up and we took a little ferry. You know, it's fucking hilarious. Across the Western Channel. It literally, like, we started to go and I started videotaping it. And by the time I panned from out my side window to the front window, we had already gotten across it. You get across it in like 30 seconds. Or they have a tunnel you can walk underneath the Western Channel. We did that on the way back. It was a nice little ass airport. After all these years of traveling, I love a little mom and pop airport. Get in, get the fuck out. It's hilarious. You show up, they still have the old school metal detectors, so you don't have to go through that fucking radiation shower that for some reason... I just don't understand that. So to stop terrorism, you're going to give all of your countrymen cancer? Well, if we fucking kill everybody, who are they going to blow up? So anyways, how far into this fucking thing? 44 minutes. Anyways, but these shows cannot have been going any better. And I've been working my ass off in Los Angeles for a reason that I'm not allowed to say yet, for whatever fucking reason. So I've been worried that I can't, I can't fucking do stand-up as much as I'd like. But I've been doing a bunch of spots, like little 10-minute spots, trying to stay sharp. I just do a little bit of my act. Even the jokes I hate, I'm like, yeah, just fucking say it so you remember how it goes. And I could not be having more fun up here, man. Just having a fucking great time. Just figuring out my act. I even figured out this new way to trash women that, like, isn't as fucking mean as I used to do it, but I still get to make the same points, so I just don't come off, as a complete fucking lunatic all the time. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? You know what's funny? I have a poster for this tour, the Plowing Ahead tour, and it was an old Telly Savalas movie poster, right? And, I spent all this money having this guy do the whole thing up, and we had the whole fucking tagline on it. It looks like an action movie, like I'm sitting there, but Telly Savalas was holding the gun, I'm holding a microphone. We both are bald-headed, right? And he had a casino, all that shit. I have like a helicopter and all this dumb shit that I'm fucking into. So it looks like this action movie. And then we had all this fucking just, silly shit. Like they tried internet porn. They fished out the oceans. But nothing could stop the man with no answers, right? And then it was like this coming, it was supposed to be like this movie poster. So I don't think the casinos understood it. They took away all of the words, whatever the fuck you call it, all the text. They took all of it away, and they just have this standalone poster, and now I just look like a magician. Like, is he going to come in a helicopter and make a truck disappear? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and I spent all this fucking money on it. And most of them are just using my poster from my last tour, when I had what's left of my hair grown out in a beard, so I don't even look the same. It's just been a shit show. Anyways, right now, sign up for Stamps.com and use my last name, Burr, for this special offer 4-week trial, plus a $110 bonus that includes postage and a digital scale. Call to action verbatim. Read this verbatim. Don't wait. Get started with Stamps.com today. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. B-U-R-R. There you go. Was that verbatim enough? I'm such a control freak. I can't even handle people who are giving me money, telling me what the fuck to do. 55 minutes. All right, this whole day is getting away from me. I haven't even read any of the fucking questions, and I haven't even talked about the Bruins, how we're 1 point out. We beat St. Louis, and then we lost to Chicago. I, of course, didn't see any games because I was fucking traveling. It's funny. I had like 5 or 6 cunty Chicago fans talking shit. It's so funny. Last time we played them, we beat them. I don't talk any shit. Do I talk any shit? No. Right? I hate these fucking people, like these whack-a-mole fans that, we kicked your ass today. And then they duck back down. Nowhere to be found, when you fucking lose. Like Chicago's going to do in the playoffs, you fucking goddamn cunts. I actually like the Blackhawks, and fans like that make me fucking root against them. So anyways, coming up this week, my Bruins, my beloved Bruins. All right, we are playing. Our next game is where the fuck is it? I think we're playing. We play Carolina, I believe. I think we play Carolina next, right? I get the schedule right here. Where is the schedule? All right, we play Carolina on Tuesday. It's at the TD Bank North fucking Home Depot Garden, whatever the fuck they're calling it. Carolina notoriously plays us tough. They always match up well. That's always a tough game. And then we have Detroit, which is huge. They're 1 point ahead of us on Thursday. And then our last game is against Ottawa on Saturday. All right, so basically the 2 teams in front of us are Detroit and Philly, both 1 point ahead of us, I believe. So the great thing is during this week, Detroit and Philly play each other. So, no, I think Philly's a few points ahead. So I'm just rooting for Philly to just win the rest of the way out, right? I at this point, I have to root against Detroit. I don't have anything against Detroit other than their fucking cunty fans. And they really are cunty fans, you know what I mean? The funny thing about them is they don't realize that their run is over. And that it's now all about Chicago and L.A., and they're wearing the crown. You know what I mean? For some reason, Detroit is still living off fucking Iserman. I guess they won one last decade, too. But actually, they won 2. Yeah, but you can just see. You can see it in Detroit. It's over. It's something that I'm going to experience when Brady and Belichick are gone. And I'm going to be like, yeah, but we're the Patriots. It's like, yeah, but they're gone. Yeah. Yeah, they're wearing the same uniform, but it's not the same. I'm fucking with you. I actually love Detroit. I love the franchise. I don't like their fans. And I've never been that way, as I like to think, with all the success that, I only talk shit if people give me shit. That's how I try to be. I don't try to act like because my teams are successful, that means somehow in my own personal life I'm a success. Like some people do. You know what? I'm really judging all Blackhawks and Red Wing fans by half a dozen people, which isn't fair. So you know what? Good luck to all of you. And I hope the Bruins fucking pull it out. And if we don't, we got no one to blame but ourselves. Just fucking Good Lord. What a fucking season. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's what the fuck it's been. Now I just need up for the last 2-3. Up. Just fucking nice 3-game winning streak. And no one will remember any of this shit. Dan Shaughnessy is sitting there with the fucking heart on, being like, I can finally write an article about hockey that I understand. Somebody blew it? Oh, yeah, I can write this all fucking day. All right, let's get to the questions, then I got to get the fuck out of here. All right. The All-Star Cafe. On March 28th podcast, you briefly mentioned you were a regular muncher, and Nia was a waitress. The All-State, not the All-Star. For some reason, he wrote All-Star up here, then All-State. Before she got pink-slipped, and the now closed down All-State Cafe on the Upper West Side. I thought your listeners might be intrigued to learn that your meeting place was also a meeting place for a young teacher and her murderer in January of 1973 during a one-night stand. Murdering a partner guarantees there ain't no second night, right? Jesus Christ, I didn't know that. The grotesque multi-stabbing crime got so much infamous publicity that the pub changed its name from the WM Tweeds to the Allstate. The murder inspired the book and subsequent movie starring the then scantily clad Diane Keaton. Also, apparently, Kevin Bacon had once tended bar there, too. I wonder if they fired him also. I didn't know that. Jesus, that's fucking creepy. I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that. Not even remotely, but that type of shit is just scary. By the way, I love hearing about history. Even as much as I fucking that cakewalk thing, I was trashing that guy. I like that type of shit. All right, girlfriend bothered and annoyed by sexy TV show character. Dear Billy Blankballs. My girlfriend and I were recently watching the new season of Daredevil, and we're enjoying it. However, one character, Elektra, was introduced, and she bothered the hell out of my girlfriend. For reference, Elektra is this character that is sexy, provocative, and an all-around badass ninja woman. Elektra is also like that weird sort of, isn't that mythology thing? What is that weird fucking thing? Isn't that with, I'm not even going to say it, because if I'm wrong, it has to do with some sort of creepy sexual relations within the family, doesn't it? You know, daughter, father, and then the other one is son, mother, where the son kills the dad or some shit. It's just fucking weird. When I see those types of stories, I actually start believing in Adam and Eve. Well, yeah, there was just two people and they banged and then they had this incestuous fucking horse shit for a couple of generations until we fucked ourselves out. Maybe that did happen. Maybe that's why Neanderthals and all, like, or whatever they are, the original cavemen, their heads were all fucked up looking. It's because everyone was related. Who the fuck knows? Anyways, she was a cool character, but my girlfriend hated her. I noticed that it wasn't anything against the character since she couldn't tell me why she didn't like her other than she just bothers her. Other people have told me that their girlfriends/wives are the same way with Elektra when watching this show with their significant other. I know it isn't just this character because any female that is in a sexy, badass role, I've noticed women, specifically ones with boyfriends, don't like. Is this just some kind of insecurity women have? Do they really dislike their boyfriends seeing someone that may be sexier than them? Well, yeah, if you fucking put it that way, they're going to be annoyed. Hey, honey, you know, I see that girl. Look how much sexier she is than you. When she watches Fight Club, you know, does she say how fucking much better old Brad Pitt's looking? Anyways, are they worried that this fictional TV character is going to steal me away from her? I am wondering if I should say anything because, quite frankly, it's starting to get on my nerves. She will root against the character for no reasons besides the ones listed above. I don't know if I would just make her more pissed off, though. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Love the show, and as always, go fuck yourself. Here's the thing. One of the worst things you can do when you get into a relationship with a woman is to start having your behavior be dictated by just trying to keep them in a good mood. All right? I'm not saying walk around and be an asshole, but if you're not being a fucking asshole and they're just being moody fucking assholes, like, you got to call them out on it. Yeah, like, and this is another thing too. You got to treat them like adults rather than treating them like children, which is what a lot of guys do, because physically we're stronger than them. So you feel like if you say anything to them, it's like you're yelling at a child. You're not. Not only is that an adult, in a lot of ways, they're more advanced because they can't beat the fuck out of you. They have to go with their mental, right? That's why they can just manipulate you like a fucking little puppet there, because they can just play Jedi mind games, because they're not going to, from day one, they're like, all right, this fucking thing is going to be stronger than me at some point, so I need to learn how to control it just using my brain, right? That's how you end up holding fucking yarn. Oh, who's kidding who? No woman sews anymore, right? They barely even cook. That's how you end up at fucking brunch. This is what you got to say. You just got to just hit pause and I would just be like, what is your problem with this character? You're ruining this show for me. Okay? Look at Daredevil. He's got abs. You see me acting like a fucking baby about this? You know? If you don't like the way you look, go to the gym. Why don't you be inspired by this fuck? That's what I feel when I watch a superhero movie. Other than when the fuck is this dumb horse shit going to be over? It always makes me feel like, I got to hit the gym. I could literally sit there and watch Thor, who's probably a foot taller than me, 1,000 times better looking than I'm ever going to be, and all that dude does is make me want to go to the gym. But then again, if you look at our roles, like, all I need to do is earn enough money where I can get a Ferrari and a toupee, and next thing you know, I can bang some whore that's been in a fucking magazine. And that's basically how it works, if I drive the car in the right part of the world, right? Drive around the fucking French Riviera, Jesus Christ, you have no idea what you're going to be banging. They don't have that option. You know what I mean? They can't be like, well, I'm a 6, but, if I start making money, I can go get myself a Brad Pitt. You can't. And you know what? You can't blame society. You got to blame the good Lord for that one. So maybe that's why. Because no matter what she does, she can't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Ask her. But something, I wouldn't be on, if she's ruining your show, you got to call her out on it. All right. Okay. Going bald. Dear Billy Baldcap, I'm 24 and I'm going bald. This runs in my family as both my grandfathers were bald, so I don't have any sort of identity crisis about it. In fact, I'm leaning into it and will joke about it when appropriate. My question to you is, when do I finally start buzzing everything away? The last thing I want to do is rock a George Costanza look, but would like to have a full head of hair while I can before I look like I'm in denial. No comb-overs for this cunt. My hair is thin but still covers everything on top, though my barber did crack more jokes than usual at my expense last time I went to get it cut. No, I didn't provide a picture because this isn't a fucking Rogaine commercial. Given your experience, I'd love to hear your input on when you pulled the trigger to buzz it all away, and possibly the input of the lovely Nia. Oh, Jesus Christ, what am I, your fucking stylist? Well, I think, something, if your barber starts making jokes, you know what I mean? I feel like there's not enough time left on the clock for you to make a comeback. That's basically like now you're lining up and the dude across from you is talking shit about how they're moving on to the next round of the playoffs and you're not. So it sounds like it's already over, I don't know, dude. What am I? What kind of a fucking man asks another man a question like this? Just fucking, shave your fucking head, or go get hair plugs, or put Rogaine on it, or dye it a different fucking color. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. What is my experience? My experience was when I was just sick of it. I was sick of the slow death, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just put this thing out of its misery. And I got to tell you, it's not nearly as bad as everybody fucking thinks. Who's kidding who? Everybody would love to have a full head of hair. But you know something? I got to be honest with you. Once you start buzzing your head, it's kind of fucking awesome. You know what's great about having a shaved head? You're always ready to go. I got to tell you, As much as I would love to still have a full head of hair, I love the fact that I'm always ready to go. All I got to do is throw a shirt on, splash a little water on my face, and you have no fucking idea that I was laying in my sweatpants 5 minutes earlier. Oh, speaking of which, I'm just kidding. I always make sure I get ready. You know, there was this fucking person, I went out, I took some pictures with people after the show. And these fucking people that have, like, this fucking guy comes up, I can already smell him. All right? And then he goes to put his arm around me during the fucking picture, and I'm telling you, like, literally could make paint peel off the fucking walls was how bad this guy's body odor was. And he's with other people, and they don't smell. It's like, why don't you say something to him? Because I'm not going to say it. Okay? You paid money to see me, right? I gave you a show, and then I come out there and I take a picture, and then I tell you you smell bad. I wouldn't do that to somebody, but Jesus fucking Christ. You know what's fucking hilarious about this person, too? I kept running into him. And then this person just loved to tell a story that somehow involved, lifting his arms up past his fucking shoulders. Jesus fuck, man, I never noticed how much you lift your arms during telling a story until I ran into this. This guy fucking reeked. Fucking reeked. Just completely fucking unacceptable. Well into his fucking 20s. And he's standing, he's got a couple of friends with him who don't reek. Oh my God, I wish I had one of those old school fucking, the spray on deodorant. And as he was telling the story, I'd be like, yeah, and just holding my nose, and I would just spray under one armpit. No, keep telling the story and then spray under the other one. And then I just hand him the can. Do the math there, fucko. All right. Psycho girlfriend. All right. Psycho girlfriend. Where am I? Okay, so my girlfriend and I have been together for about 5 years, and lately I've been feeling the get engaged pressure from her family. Well, yeah. I'm 23 and she's 21. All right, let me rephrase that. Well, no. I thought you guys were older. We've been together since high school, and I haven't experienced much else besides, of course, the young middle school tug job girlfriends. I'm afraid of someday regretting missing out on meeting a ton of different girls like all my buddies have been. I mean, you're only young once, right? My girlfriend flips out on me about watching porn because I'm thinking about other girls, and she acts like I'm cheating on her. And half the time when we're out, she thinks I'm checking out other girls. Because you probably are, dude, because you want to. Because you want to break up with her, is what I'm guessing. She's a drop-dead gorgeous girl, so I don't get what she's so insecure about. But like I said, she's crazy. She gets abusive with me, and I just kind of sit there and take it all the time. She's Latina, by the way, Honduran and Nicaraguan. She's got that wild temper. All right, now is that considered racist to say that Latina chicks are a little crazier than what? Unlike what? Pasty, drunken Irish chicks? Oh, yeah, they're always so even-keeled. When I asked for space, I woke up the next day and my car was keyed. She claims she had nothing to do with it. I love the girl. She's all I've ever known, and she's amazing most of the time. But I'm not sure if I can live like this forever with her temper and her jealousy. What would you do? Anyways, love the podcast. Thanks for the advice, and go fuck yourself. P.S. Good luck with the home gym. Everybody knows you got no business in a regular... go fuck yourself. I got no business in a regular gym. Oh, and you do, is you're sitting here and you're a fucking goddamn... You know something? I actually had sympathy for you, and I was going to give you some good advice. You know what? Go fuck yourself. You know what your problem is in this thing? You're allowed to... You're young. I'm not going to be a dick to you, okay, because you're young. This is the deal. All right? You got yourself a hot girl. All right? And you didn't know how to set up the relationship. She fucking rolled all over you. You're asking what I'd do in your situation? If I was 23, I'd be doing what you were doing. I'd be staying in the relationship, wanting to get out, and dealing with this bullshit. But I can tell you this right now. Her looks aren't always going to be there, but she's always going to have keys. You know what I mean? So that's what you're signing up for. The looks go out the fucking window. You're marrying the fucking person. And if this fucking lunatic, every time, if God forbid your mailman is a fucking woman who's younger than her at that point, I don't know. I don't know. It was too wishy-washy. I can't tell whether you fucking want to be in it or not. But I can tell you this right now. Any woman keys your car, that's it. It's fucking over. Okay? That is the level of being a complete fucking psycho, a complete disrespect for your own property, and a sign that when she was a child, she was never told no. The fact that you would go out and do something like that, yeah. I don't know. It sounds to me like you want to go fucking get some notches on your belt, and you're afraid that if you do and you break up with this girl that she's going to fucking stab you. I don't know. I got claustrophobic reading it, if that means anything, but I'm a fucking lunatic. All right, sketchy ex-girlfriend. Hey, you cunty leprechaun. Jesus, everybody's staring into the redhead shit this week. Every once in a while, I got to give you guys shit. Can you be a little more original? I like that Billy Blank ball. That was fucking funny. 58 fucking, fucking redhead jokes in a row. I get it. I get it. You don't have an hour's time. You can do a 10-minute set. You're a showcase comic. All right. Hey, you country leprechaun. I am 16 years old, and my girlfriend is 15. Today, she texted me with a picture of a tattoo asking if I like it. It is what? It is the date of her grandfather's death. Personally, I hate tattoos and thinks if she keeps getting them, she will look like a fucking phone book. I also think her mother is irresponsible, spelt with a bunch of E's. Irresponsible for letting her get a tattoo, spelt with one O. So young. What are your thoughts about this? And what's your thoughts about this and how she didn't tell me till after she got it? Thank you, and I love your shows and your podcast. Yeah. All right. She's 15. She already got her first tattoo. What you got to do is close your eyes and age her. When is she getting the face tattoo and the nose ring and the fucking Olympic fucking rings in her ears to be different? Yeah, I'm not into tattoos. I think a certain type of person can pull it off. And that's not 98% of the population. But 98% of the population, for some reason, has tattoos now. I don't get it. I feel like there's a certain level badass dude and a certain level badass chick that gets tattoos. And when you meet him, it makes sense. And it actually, I don't know. If I see a woman and she's a badass and she has tattoos, it actually makes her more attractive to me. If she's just some fucking dope, and she has like some advice column tattooed on the back of her fucking neck or some Chinese sign above her ass crack, symbol, then yeah, it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like the amount of people out there that get sleeves. Like back in the day when you got a sleeve, I mean, you were like some biker outlaw. Now it's like you work at Urban Outfitters. And the biggest badass thing about you is your fucking music selection on your fucking iPhone. I have no idea. All I know is I got to get a rental car in 10 minutes. If I don't, I'm going to be late to my show. So this is the podcast for this week, the Monday Morning Podcast. God bless all of you. I love when you guys trash me in the fucking emails. But yeah, can we just can you keep it interesting for the reader here? I know I'm a redhead. I know they're easy jokes, but come on. What if I did that with my stand-up act? Would you come out and see me? If I was out there going, what's the deal with New York and L.A.? All right, go fuck yourselves. I'll check in on you on Thursday. See you.